Hello there, and welcome back to my channel, LB Plans. My name is Elle, and today I'm doing a plan with me in my Wonderland 222 A5. Today I am deciding for the week of May 6th. I am going to try this dashboard layout that I've seen online and kind of fell in love with it. I'm going to link two of the videos that I've watched. There are two different YouTubers that have a different take on it. One is Hobokiki. She has a Hobonichi cousin, which is similar to my size planner at A5. And the other is Just Be with Euodia. I hope I pronounced that right. But she has a A6 size common planner. Both of these planners have weekly layouts, but the difference I would say with their planner from mine, well, no, I guess I take that back because I was going to say that they have daily pages, which the Hobonichi cousin does have daily pages. The common planner has daily pages, however, they're unnumbered, similar to my Wonderland 222, but hers again is an A5, excuse me, an A6 size, literally half the width of this, not width, well, it's half the size of this planner turned on its side. So, um, I think the dashboard layout has some pros and some cons, but I'm just trying to, figure out how I want to lay this out in my Wonderland. Um, so similarities, with my layout and their layout. I like the task, in the middle of like a couple of weeks. I love that we're just going to completely ignore the whole division of the planner, right? So the columns that are there for each day, we're just going to ignore that from a certain point on because sometimes that can be overwhelming, having the columns, having, blank space and trying to figure out what you're going to put in for the week and things to do per se. Um, so I look at having the task section, which that's the big one that I'm doing on the left-hand side. You can assign tasks that you want to do that week, but it doesn't matter when you do it. So typically I find myself writing in the sidebar a lot, the tasks that I want to complete that week. And then I wind up writing it in the actual column for the day when I do it. Well, this just allows me to write the tasks that I want to do and check it off when I do it. I think that's ingenious. So that is something that I do enjoy so far about this layout and setting it up. Just trying to redirect on how I put or how I align my tasks for the week, and this will also alleviate me being stressed out because I said that I was going to do laundry on Monday and I put it in my planner and I don't do it till Thursday. So I can just check it off when I do it because sometimes it's more important about getting the task done more than it is of when you get the task done. So kudos to both of those ladies for sharing that for me. Um, Now, the downside or the say a con from this setup, because of how, and this is a con for me, not necessarily for you guys. I do implore you to try this format. One of the downsides for me is that I have journaling pages, not necessarily daily pages in the back. So, how I set up my planner, and if you haven't seen my planner setup, I will link that video up above. But I kind of split up those 367 pages in the back, where I keep my budget planner in here. I keep brain dumps, tasks, journaling. I mean, there's a lot of information that I keep in the back section, which is the daily pages of my planner. So um, this takes up a lot of space with this format. And so if you had something specific that you wanted to write down, you just have to be more cognizant about your space allocation, how much you use space for it. The right hand side, I decided to do meals. So I wanted to move my meals up and not at the bottom because I did like the way that Hobokiki had her wellness tracking items, like when she worked out, what's her workout plan on those days, because I am trying to get back into wellness. Also in the sidebar, I tracked intermittent fasting. We'll get to that part when we get to that part. But those are things that matter to me that I want to get back um, focused on. So I made them a bigger part of my planner versus it being hidden somewhere in the to-do list. So again, those are things that I think that are great about this format. but I implore you guys to try it, to give it a try. I mean, I would say this is probably the first time in a long time that I felt actually excited to try something different in my planner. I've just been kind of in this mundane daily to do task list, and I've noticed probably over the past few weeks, I haven't been very task oriented, and I haven't been very successful in completing those tasks. So, and I find myself a lot of times Xing out, I wanted to do this on Tuesday, but I wind up doing it on Friday. And I just don't want to put that type of restraint on myself. I know the things that I need to get done, and I want to get them done at the time that is best suited for me on that day, not the time that I think, a week ahead is the best time for me to get it done, if that makes sense. So, drop down below. Tell me what your issues are with your planner or planning and staying consistent. Is it a setup issue? Is it blank space? Do you find yourself over planning and putting more things down that you just can't get to realistically because no human can? I'm curious for you guys to share that with me. So, I will probably go back in later and fill in a lot of the blank spaces that I'm going to leave, but right now my focus is really on setting up where I want certain things and what I want to track. That was the hardest part. Um when doing this layout, because you're, like I said, you're pretty much saying the hell with the whole page setup, right? And the columns there, and you're making your own kind of bullet journal style setup of the things that you want to track. So for me, like on the far right hand side, I'm making a tracker for my kids because I do track certain things that they do. I need to go in and write what those are, but those are things that I do want to track there. Like for my son, he has to have eye drops 3 times a day in his left eye because he has an eye chalazoid or something like that we've been trying to figure out since October. So I need to track when he does his eye drops. I also need to track that he's washing his face and doing his oral care. Yes, teenage boys, we're not going to talk about it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, right? So those are things that I want to track. My daughter, she has very, very, very dry skin, especially around her face, and she's starting to get like hyperpigmentation um, in between her eyebrows, especially around her eyes. So one of the things that helps with that is to make sure that she is washing her face and moisturizing her face. And then, of course, like oral care and just other things, make sure that they're doing the things that I asked for them to do. So I made cute little task lists on Saturday and Sunday for the kids. The bottom side from Saturday and Sunday is going to just be for notes about anything about the week. It's just kind of a free space. If or when I do it again, I probably won't make it like a note. I don't know. I might change the the way that I set it up. But I do like the idea of just having random notes. Sometimes, things just happen in weird parts of the week. I did kind of stick with this purple and green theme from the Sterling Ink kit. It was hit or miss, so sometimes I had to bring in some other elements. Like I do have some stickers from, I don't know the shops. I'll link them down below, but they're like alcohol. Um, I don't know. I call them clouds, but they're transparent stickers that you can kind of use to decorate. And then I had some old icon stickers that I just want to kind of plug in and kind of go from there. So for me, what you really see me doing is trying to make sure I identify the key things that I would normally identify. Like, for example, on Tuesday, my oldest son will be home from college, and I want to make sure I highlight that because we're going out to eat for his birthday, although his birthday is on the Wednesday. So he's taking up 2 spaces um, in my planner. Well, but I love him, so we'll let him do that. And then I wanted to make sure I highlight like trash day and recycling day and our family meeting day. It doesn't have to be this big box for me to remember that these things are on that day. Just, gentle reminders, I would call it. On Thursday, my daughter has her final ice skating. So what I was doing was using the Tombow marker to highlight and then letting it dry. And then I would go back and write it with my marker. Um, the only downside I just thought about with using this layout is that it may not be very fountain pen friendly, and that's because of the areas that are highlighted. For some reason, the fountain pens just don't work very well on when you highlight first and then you write. They're just, in my opinion, I can't make highlighter and no way work with a fountain pen ink, but I am still a beginner, so I don't know. Let's see. So I have my intermittent fasting on the left-hand side graph and wellness. Now I'm just looking for some deco to kind of fill in some of the blank spots. I love on Hobokiki how she uses these beautiful big stickers from I forgot where the sticker book, and they're very gorgeous and they're transparent, which is my thing. But I'm trying to kind of stick to what I already have or just use sterling ink transparent washi stickers, so we'll see. But I do like how it turned out. Before I inputted the big sticker on Sunday, I realized that I didn't do like my highlights at the side and on the bottom, so I'm just kind of going in and putting those in there. But then I went ahead and put the big sticker on Friday because I'm not doing on Sunday because I'm not working out on Sunday. That's my day, and it's Mother's Day. It's like a tag team. No, we're not doing that. So like I said, my son will be home on Tuesday, so I want to make sure I write that in because I want to go and make sure that the linens, I put linen on his bed because no one's there, so I need to go vacuum that room and, freshen it up for him since he'll be home, which is kind of great. And then these are the stickers that they look like clouds to me, but they're transparent, kind of like ink blots. So I just felt like that corner just needed something there to kind of match with the other corner. I'm not very good at layering, but this was my attempt at layering. So I'm just trying to find a sterling ink sticker that I can kind of stick over it to kind of give it a little bit of zhuzh, so to speak there. And yeah, I like how that turned out. Let's see, anything else worth mentioning? So like I said, on the bottom, I'm going to put my wellness workout information on there and fill in my kid's task. Let me know below what you think about this layout. Are you going to give it a try? I'm curious. Until my next video, you guys take care, stay blessed, and be safe. Bye.